Hello YouTube, my name is Dan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to share my 5 tips on how to improve your English. I am sure you noticed by now that I'm not a native speaker. And I start from the bottom and I struggled many years to improve my poor English skills. And I understand that it can be difficult and frustrating at the same time. If you're an international student, immigrant, or whoever looking forward to showing off your improved English skills in the future, welcome to my video. First of all, I should discuss how English is generally taught in East Asia just to make a point. In Korea, for example, public schools have English in their curriculum starting in the 3rd grade. Then it is taught till students graduate high school, even without taking private English academies into account. That's 9 years of time. Did you ever question yourself why your English is so useless out of school even after studying it for 9 years? I don't know about other countries, but if you grew up in East Asian countries such as Korea, Japan, or China, that's because English is being taught like a dead language. I am not saying this is completely useless. What I'm saying here is that the priority of linguistic learning should be to communicate. You may have perfect scores in English exams, but are you able to express yourself efficiently having a conversation in English? I understand that the majority of us would say no, but it is okay. We were just taught wrong. What matters now is whether you're willing to do what it takes to improve it. As I mentioned in my previous video, I grew up in Korea and I was taught like everyone else. In the beginning, I could barely speak. It took forever for me to explain myself using many fragmented words instead of a well-structured sentence. It was embarrassing and excruciating. I constantly studied and practiced to improve myself, and eventually I came up with these 5 tips that will help you. Tip number 1, push yourself out of your comfort zone. Studying abroad or starting a life as a new immigrant can be extremely lonely. Naturally, it'll be comforting for you to spend more time with people from your culture. Nothing wrong with that. I just want you to know that they're gonna delay your progress. So get yourself out there and meet people from different culture, then communicate with them. Of course, in the beginning, you will feel shy and awkward. But over time, not only your English improves, but also your confidence and mind. Tip number 2, study vocabularies the right way. When you study vocabularies, you usually memorize the spellings and the meaning of an English word after looking at it. Then you train yourself to recall the meaning of it when you see it again sometime. This is one critical reason why you may understand it in a written sentence, but you cannot use it when you want to in your own sentence. Firstly, what you have to do is to practice using the vocabulary in your own sentence. Secondly, practice coming up with that English word when you mean to use it. Tip number 3, keep a diary in English. Practicing writing can never be emphasized enough. That's because speaking is essentially your ability to write in your mind and verbalize it through your mouth. I taught English briefly before moving to Canada. My students wanted to learn how to use English in their daily lives, and I instructed them to keep diary in English. Long story short, it helped them improve immensely. The way it works is that you try to write down what happened that day and how you felt about it. Again, of course, you will struggle in the beginning, but hear me out. The beautiful part of this is that you will continuously get better and better by looking up vocabularies and expressions that you didn't know before. And you use them to make them truly yours. Over time, you will be surprised to find out how much improvement you've made with this simple practice. Tip number 4. Read it out loud. The reason why speaking different language may be hard is that you have to use different muscles in your mouth. You get used to speaking your mother tongue for years, then you try to speak a different language. Of course, the pronunciation will be very challenging. To improve this, there is no better way than practicing. Read out loud your diary. And read it out loud when you read an English book. If you don't know how to pronounce a word, look it up. There's an app that I personally use and I'll put the link down below. Keep practicing until you can read the sentence without any hesitation. And keep practicing until you nearly sound like a native speaker. Tip number 5, speak English to yourself. This tip can be helpful no matter where you are. A complaint that I hear a lot from people in non-English speaking countries is that they don't have anybody to practice English with. Or you are too shy or afraid of making mistakes while speaking to others in English. This may look weird if you ever get caught doing it by others.
Master's my friend. You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you. Not listening. Not listening.
But practicing speaking English to yourself is beneficial. There is no one else. You can take your time as much as you want and you can practice as much as you want. If you ever get stuck not knowing how to say certain things in English, look it up and learn from it. And there you have it. My 5 tips to improve your English. And if you get comfortable with yourself speaking English to others, I would recommend an app for language exchange called Hellotalk. I'll put the link down below. What do you think? Do you have any experience studying English that you'd like to share? Or do you have any tips that helped you before? Please comment down below. And if you found this video informative, please like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.